Credit control is actually a really interesting job. No day is the same in credit control. You're working with different clients all the time, obviously working towards collecting their debts, keeping on top of aged debts while keeping on top of new invoices coming through.
We really work with all departments, especially if there's a query on an invoice, because we need to get that resolved by the department that it involves.
Once, say, client managers go off and do their visits to the client, they'll timesheet it, put it through to us, and we'll pick it up the next day and then invoice it through to the client. There's so many different schemes and standards and different aspects to the job that we do from a day-to-day basis.
Key accounts are probably one of the more difficult clients to try and work with. They have more requirements than smaller one-off invoice companies. Purchase order numbers are probably the biggest problem with key accounts, trying to keep on top of them, making sure they're actually on the invoice. This is where we lean towards client managers to ensure that purchase order numbers are actually picked up at the time of their audit.
I think you've got to be quite thorough. You can't, if someone says they're going to pay it, you're going to have to follow that up and make sure that that payment has gone out, especially if it's coming towards month end and you need that money in.
You never know who's going to call you up, and equally you don't know what sort of response you're going to be met with and what stories you're going to be told potentially when you're calling clients. I have got one client who shall remain nameless. I phone him up and I literally know that there's going to be a different crazy excuse every time I call him up for payment, and it literally can go as far as, oh, the dog ate my invoice. Personality has got to be a big factor. You've really got to make sure you build up a good relationship with your client, just to make sure that if there's ever any question about cash flow being tight at their end, you want to make sure you are absolutely going to be paid and be at the top of their payment list.